Hi, I'm Sema Martin. I'm a pet portrait artist and I'm reviving my YouTube. So I haven't actually posted for a while. So this is my coming back, sorting my business, getting things going again. So I took a break from my pet portrait commission business to create a course about pet portrait business, and now I'm going on a journey of reviving it, getting it back on track, getting more customers again, and all that kind of thing. So I'd love for you to join me on that. So today I wanted to just chat to you about how I'm getting my customers. So the first thing I did to sort of revive my business was to email all of my previous customers, and that is one thing that I find a lot of artists forget to do. People who have already commissioned you to do a portrait are more likely to commission you again. Like, they already know you, they trust you, they know your service, so they're the easiest type of customer to get. So I did that. I sent out an email to all of my customers saying, Christmas is coming up. If you haven't got a gift already, I've got a few spaces left for Christmas. And I also gave them a little percentage off as well, because a lot of my customers have been with me for 10 years and my prices have dramatically changed in 10 years. So I gave a little discount for specifically my older customers, so they didn't feel like it was quite a jump, from like £100 to £800. So I gave everybody a little bit of percentage off to sort of soften the blow of my prices, as well as just show my appreciation for their years of support. Like, a lot of these customers have been with me throughout my entire career. So it's important to keep showing your support to those customers, keep talking to them. I also used to send Christmas cards to my customers, so I'm definitely going to be doing that again this year. I used to draw out these little, cat cards or whatever, and just send them out to all of my customers. And yes, it takes time, it takes money, postage isn't cheap anymore, but it's important. Like, who doesn't like receiving a lovely card in the post? And it's about just being at the forefront of their mind whenever they do think about something that's important to them. Maybe it's a gift, maybe their pet has just passed away, or maybe they've got a new pet and they would love to commission you. So it's really important to think about that. For your customers, your current customers. Like, they're literally the most important thing to a commission-based business. And then the next thing I'm doing is lots of offline marketing, which I'm really excited about because I haven't done it in a while. So I used to print out posters and do business cards and flyers, like in my local area, and that really helped me even get people down my street at local Christmas markets and all that kind of stuff. And then it meant that I wasn't reliant on social media and getting any commissions from social media. So that's what I'm going to do again, since social media seems to be quite hard to do nowadays with all the algorithms and the videos. And so I'm going to go back to offline marketing. So I created this template pack that I'm going to use. I've got posters in there, flyers, little pricing flyers that are going to be really helpful to me. And I'm going to go round to my local area, like cafes and pubs. Lots of dog friendly places are really vital for that. Even like the vets and groomers. There's a groomers literally down my road. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to give them a poster and say, either can I hang up a poster on your notice board or in your window, or can I leave a few flyers so customers can take them as they leave? And that's what I'm going to do. And it was quite successful when I did this about 6 years ago. I know other artists that are currently doing it and are being really successful at it. So that is my next plan. So join me for next time when I come on and show you all of the posters and things that I'm going to be doing. So some other things that I'm going to be doing to get more customers is concentrate more on where I got customers last time. So that's another thing that I find a lot of artists sort of miss out on. They think that they need to do what everybody else is doing, like post more on Instagram or do lots of TikToks. But try and think about where you actually get your sales from. So for me personally, I get my sales through my website and through Facebook. So my next thing that I'm going to concentrate on is like the SEO for my website, search engine optimization. So that means that when somebody goes into Google, types in like, a dog portrait or draw my dog kind of vibe, I would come up, especially if they're in my local area, because I've made sure that I've got lots of vital keywords in my website, on my pages, things like, dog artists, dog portraits in Pembrokeshire, that kind of thing, UK. You don't need to necessarily talk specifics about your medium, because if you talk about your medium, like, colour pencil, paper, all of that kind of stuff, that's going to attract artists. And I want to attract customers. And customers and artists aren't really in the same category. Some artists have commissioned me in the past, but they're not the majority of my customers. The majority of my customers are people who are not artists or who have dabbled a little bit, but then they're just hobbyists, really. That's why they're commissioning me, because they can't do what I can do. So that's why the language that you use, especially on your website, has to be understandable for somebody who isn't an artist. So there's no point going into the details of like, this is the color pencils I use and all the specific brands and this is the paper that I use. Like, maybe that would be interesting to know, but it isn't the thing that you should be using to like fill out all the text of your website. The things that you should be using is like, realistic commissions and custom artwork and the sort of language that they would be typing into Google. So if you can try and figure out what the type of language that your customer is using and how they're finding you, then you rewrite that into your website. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Another thing as well that used to work for me as well, really well in the past, are blogs. So I did a lot of, and again that applies to the SEO, the search engine optimization. So I used to do a blog post per country, so I could be found specifically in a location. Because I was doing so many commissions, I've done more than 300 now. I think I'm at my 312th commission, something like that. But so I'd get quite a lot of people from the same country. So I'd say like, realistic pet portrait artist in France, for example. And then on that blog post, I'd have a list of all of the pet portraits that I had done in France or from France, customers from France. And I'd have a little story about them and like the testimonial, maybe sometimes even the progress pictures and things like that. And it's really lovely for customers to read. So if they do find your blog post, say they are in France and they're trying to find a commissioned artist, a pet portrait artist, and they come across my blog post, it's really lovely to read about other pet portraits that I've done. They want to see the work that they've done. They want to see what clients have thought about it. So that's why those blog posts were successful. So I'm going to do those again because I haven't actually caught up. I've done so many now. So I haven't actually caught up on all of the commissions that I've done. I think I've done about 10 blog posts for the 300 commissions that I've done. So that's something that I'm sort of going to do in the background bit by bit. And that's something that, will last forever. You'll always be searchable for that topic. It's not like an Instagram post when you do it once and then it's forgotten in the next day. Blog posts and SEO on your website is something that will always be there. So it's worth investing in and it's worth thinking about as well a lot more, because you're more likely to find customers that way when they're with intent, like when they're actually searching for a specific product, than when they're just scrolling mindlessly on social media. So that's why your website is really important to invest in. And I don't necessarily mean money, I mean time and effort. Rather than just chucking up a picture and say, contact me for a commission, like they're sort of not enough. But also it can be just as simple as one page. So if you do have trouble designing your website, like I know a lot of artists do have trouble that, then try and think of it in really simple terms. Just get a page and have, this is me, this is what I do, here are examples of my work, here are what people have said about my work, and here's how you can contact me. And that's literally all you need. Your entire website can be one page just saying those things. So that's a really great way to just get started and just get out there. There's lots of free websites where you don't have to pay as well. And another thing that I'm doing to get more customers is to do more things like Pinterest and YouTube. So more searchable content. Again, it's very similar to the website. Lots of search engine type social media. So things like Pinterest is a searchable thing. So people who are searching on Google, your pins will come up as well. Even if they typed in pet portraits on images, your pictures will come up from Pinterest and your website. So that's why it's important to do these things. Like an Instagram post won't come up, or a Facebook post, or even a TikTok, but Pinterest will, YouTube will, your website will. These things will come up when people are searching for it. So Pinterest is another thing that I'm going to realize because I was doing it really well. I had up to like 100,000 views a month on Pinterest, and then I stopped. I don't know why I stopped, but I'm gonna start it again. And again, it's all about the words you use and the posts you create. So just a simple picture of, like a dog portrait with my pencils next to it, and just saying, this is, a custom realistic dog portrait of, always say the breed, like German Shepherd, because people are normally searching breed based as well, because they love their pet, they love their breed, they specifically have this breed sometimes because of their love for it. So you need to use the breed in the text that you're using too. And so that's what I'm going to be doing on Pinterest. Just all of the Instagram posts that I've been posting over the last, I think it's 1,900 posts. Imagine all of those being Pinterest pins. Like that would be getting me way more engagement than I'm currently getting on Instagram. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what you should do as well. You should definitely give Pinterest a go if you haven't. It is quite simple. They do have quite a lot of help on there. If you go to Pinterest help, it does give you a guide of things that you should think about with your title, with your keywords, with your tagging, with your boards. It does tell you everything you need to know on there. But if you do have any questions, feel free to post it below as well. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm reviving my business, and I'm going to be doing a few things to get customers, like emailing my past customers, putting up flyers, doing a lot of offline marketing. I'm going to be doing my website, getting that sorted, SEO optimized, with my blog. And I'm going to be redoing Pinterest and YouTube again to be searchable and findable for my target customers. So come with me on this journey. Please ask any questions that you have in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I look forward to telling you more about it tomorrow.